Hi, Mr. Sparkman here to speak to you 8th graders about the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation Scholarship. First, I want to tell you a little bit about Bobby Bragan. Bobby Bragan was a baseball player, played way back at the time when Jackie Robinson was playing. In fact, he played on the same team with him. Bobby played with the Philadelphia Phillies, the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Fort Worth Cats. He was a coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers at one time and a manager for the Atlanta Braves. And that's just a small part of what he did with baseball. He was inducted into the Texas Baseball Hall of Fame. He was also inducted to the Fort Worth Sports Wall of Fame. He's in the National Baseball Congress Hall of Fame. So he's been around to a lot of spots. He worked with the Rangers in a PR capacity for 25 years. Back in 1991, he founded the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation. And the purpose of that foundation was to give students, especially 8th grade students, something to shoot for as far as college goes. He wanted to encourage them to go ahead and get their education and to work towards their dreams as far as getting a college degree. So in the process of doing that, he created the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation Scholarship. This is offered every year to 8th graders in our area, and there are a lot of schools that participate. I want to talk to you very briefly about that. Your teachers have given that copy out to you, and so I want to walk through this process very quickly with you. On the second page, and let's switch to here. On the second page, you're going to find a lot of information here about the process. I'm going to come back to that in just a second and talk to you more about the second page. But let's look at the third page in the packet. This is a very important page. At the top of it, it'll say contact information, and you'll see these other 3 boxes of information that you're going to be filling in. This is a page that you're going to fill in ahead of time. You need to complete everything that you see here as far as the contact information. Make sure that your address, your phone number, all that information is on here. The very next box is scholastic. Talks about class honors, special recognitions, attendance record, those sort of things that you've done in middle school. These are your 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years. Any scholastic awards or recognitions that you got, you will list them here in this box. The very next one is extracurricular involvement. And this could be in school or outside of school sports, being involved in wardrobe, props, with drama. Could be any of those extracurricular activities. And these are all listed in this little section here. You will put that in this area here. Students, be sure to put as much information as you can about yourself when you're filling these out. The third area is citizenship or community activities. And these would include such things as it says on here, student council and debate team, religious organizations, anything like that. That information will go in this last section, okay? At the very bottom, there are 2 very, very special and important lines that you need to pay attention to. The first one is the one that says applicant's signature and date. That's for you to sign and date. That must be signed and dated by you when you turn this in to me. The second is for your parent or guardian to sign. And again, that signature has to be there before I can forward this application on to the committee. All right, so be sure to complete that whole page. Do it on some scratch paper first and then transfer it over so it looks its best. The very next page you're going to want to take out of the packet. Okay? This is an important one. At the very top, you're going to be choosing a sponsoring teacher. That would be one of your teachers that you had in 6th, 7th, or this year in 8th grade. This is a teacher who knows you really, really well and can write something very special about you, about why you deserve to be considered for this scholarship. So you'll want to give this to the teacher early in the process. Now this whole packet is going to be due in November. We'll talk about that deadline here in a minute. But you want to give this to your teacher early so they can look at it, so that they too can do their best writing for you on your behalf. So get that to them early. The next 2 sections you don't need to worry about. I will take care of the counselor section, and I will take care of the principal section. Get that filled out for you when that time comes. Okay? So get this out of the group early. Get it to your teacher, the teacher of your choice. Someone who knows you and who could write something very special about you. The next 2 pages. This is where your essay is going to go. There's a front and back, or excuse me, a front and a second page with it as well. You can add pages to it, but there is a limit on the words that you can put on there, the number of words, and so we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But this is important. Again, Do this like you would any writing for English. Do a draft copy on scratch paper, okay? Modify it, alter it, have somebody else read it, look at it, make changes, recommendations to it. Do your best writing on this, okay? This is very, very important. It's a big part of this application. All right, so let's go back just a second to that second page. I told you I was going to look at the second page. In that top box, I'm going to read some of the information that's in there to you just real quickly. Let me tell you a little bit about the scholarship. This scholarship is a $2,500 college scholarship. You will get this money when you get ready to go off to your college. When you've actually applied to that college, been accepted, then they will transfer this money directly to that college on your behalf. It could be any college. University of Texas, my favorite, TCU, favorite of the person holding this camera, Arkansas. It could be any college, okay? So please, please, please be serious about this. This is a way for you to get scholarship money as an 8th grader, which is incredible. It's the only thing I know of, the only way of getting a scholarship this early in your process. All right, the third paragraph down in this little top box talks about what your essay should be about. And I want to read that to you. You read along so that we can talk about this for a second. The subject of your essay should be a person who is an inspiration to you. Be sure to clearly define his or her character, attributes, ethics, values, accomplishments, or anything else as it relates to you. This is an opportunity for you to demonstrate your knowledge of world affairs, history, sports, etc. Now this is important, so pay attention to this line. You may choose to write about a family member or friend, but you should have compelling reasons for having chosen someone who is not in the public domain. Your job is to justify the selection of any person by writing an essay that is meaningful, well organized, grammatically and mechanically correct, and stylistically engaging. Okay, so that's what you're going to be writing about. Let me encourage you to consider somebody who's well known in the public domain. It could be somebody that's immediately in the news. It could be somebody that's a figure in history. It could be a sports figure. It could be anybody like that, somebody that inspires you. But be sure to tie it back into your own being, into how that person impacts you. Okay? Be sure to look at that very carefully and address those little items in that paragraph. Now, this scholarship application is due to me no later than, it's on that next line, November 15th. On November the 15th, when I leave the campus at the end of the day, this is done. If it's not in my hands at that point, I can't consider it. Okay? It's in writing. Sorry, it's a deadline. It's a hard deadline. Okay? What will happen after that is that I will take all of those applications, form a committee here on campus, and we will go through all the applications. We have a little grid that we'll go through to kind of grade your application. Okay? We will choose the best application from a boy and the best application from a girl. And then we will forward that on to the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation. Those two people, that boy and that girl, will be our finalists. They'll be automatically invited to come to a celebration in April with the rest of the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation scholarship people, awards, those that are going to win the awards and those that aren't. They'll all be invited to this gala. You will find out later in the spring if you are a winner of one of these scholarships. They'll choose about 37 of these from all the applications that come in from the area. Okay. Now I will tell you, we've been very, very successful with this in the past. This last year we had 2 winners, and in fact, every year that I've been here except one, we've had a winner. So it would be nice to have 2 more winners to add to that list. So please, please, please consider filling this out. Get it turned in by November 15th to me in the office. Be sure to have somebody look over your essay, revise it, okay? Get your English teachers to help you if you need some help on some of that stuff. But we're here to help you do your very best on this application. We'd like to see as many of you participate, and of course we'd like to see 2 winners in the spring. If you have any questions, please see me.